is going on, everybody? Today is November 22nd, 2025, and we're gonna have a good old fashioned open panel because today you are in for a treat. Today, we are going to be talking, of course, about the Snyderverse, about this image that just came out, everything that Zach has been posting, everything that's been going around with the internet. Today is going to be some fun. We are going to be going hard because today you're in for a special random treat because today is a special edition for the Shill Meltdown. These shills are losing it. And I'm loving it. I am loving it. Make sure to hit that subscribe. Share this video because we want everybody to be on this panel. And if you can't join it, at least you can hear it. You can just check us out, whatever. Look, today we're going to go hard and we're going to have some fun. Fun, fun, fun. Just because the shills everywhere are completely going backwards. They have no, they literally have no clue of what's going on. Look, honestly, they are completely ridiculous. And it's just like all you can do is just laugh. That's all we can do right now. We can literally just do is laugh at the meltdowns that people are having right now. You know, these so-called fans, we know that they're not. They're fake. And we can see that they're straight up losing it. Losing it. Oh man, this is interesting. This is interesting. And I'm loving it. I am loving it. Look, we are going to get into it in a few. I'm just right now just going through the comments and stuff, just trying to catch up. What's up to everybody? I see everybody and stuff like that. This is going to be interesting. Like I said, my friends, make sure to share this video because today we're going to have some fun. So look, I'm going to go ahead and say a few things real quick before I actually open, the panel so people can join and stuff like that. Remember, the rules are simple. Say what you want, keep it neutral, have fun, but don't troll. If you're going to troll and you're going to come here because, oh, you support James Gunn and the DCU and blah, blah, blah. Hey, look, honestly, I'm just going to straight up block you. I'm not playing. This is for the Snyder fans because that's what we're about. We are the majority. Accept it. All right. We have always been right. We've proved you wrong and we're winning. That's it. There's no and, ifs, or buts. All right. So we will get into this open panel in a few. So, ladies and gentlemen, start your engines. I can't wait. Oh, man. Look, first things first, Zack Snyder posted that picture not long ago. And that picture has so many likes. Oh, man, that's crazy. That's crazy. And look at what it says with the Hans Zimmer song. Sent here for a reason. Let's look at that picture real quick. You see Henry Cavill posted just there chilling. And what do you see around him? Chaos. He came to crush it. That's what it is. This is beautiful. Look, Zack Snyder knows what he's doing. Straight up. He knows what he's doing. The shills are flipping out and going bananas. That's it. It's done for the DCU. James Gunn's DCU is a wrap. That's it. They're delaying projects. They're canceling projects from the start. They kicked off with a freaking animation. This is why you're seeing a lot of shills are right now talking on YouTube, all over social media, and they're all right now triggered. They're straight triggered because they can't handle the fact that Zach is making noise. And this right here is what we've been wanting. Look, honestly, at the way that we're going right now, it's a done deal. We won, baby. We're winning. And that's all we do. We win. Look, when you have all these channels out here coming out, making up rumors, spreading lies, and everything just because they're in their feelings, look, that's the truth right there. That's the truth. The Snyderverse sells, period. We get more hype. People are more excited over images that Zack Snyder himself is posting. What is that telling you? That people are hungry. People are starving. They want more DC content, but they're not settling for less. The James Gunn supporters are the ones that are settling for whatever. You put out slop, they're going to eat it. They're going to be like, more slop, please. No. We're not that type of fan. The real fans, customers, and consumers worldwide have had enough. Enough of James Gunn, enough of the DCU, enough of all these games, and most of all, this circus act. All right. Everything starting from the Suicide Squad going down instead of going up. It's been going down. All right. Creature Commandos, Peacemaker season 1 and 2, and then Superman. Everything has been going down. Nobody's interested. Nobody cares. Nobody's excited for it. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. There's so many things that are happening. Yeah, I saw the fake polls, and they're putting up polls, and then when they're proven wrong, they're deleting them. That's what these clowns do. They can't admit it. People are finding out. You cannot stop it. It's done. It's over. We have won. The people have spoken. The fans, the customers, and most of all, you, the audience. You have spoken with your wallet. You're speaking. You're speaking, and yo. I am so thrilled to see how so many people are coming together. It's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah, I'm gonna post up the link. No, we're about to get into it. Look. Let me put this link right now, so y'all could go ahead and join. This is I can only imagine what some of y'all want to say. This is going to be fun, awesome. Honestly, like, oh wow, yeah. People have had enough. People are tired. People want good quality, and that's what's making a comeback. This is why you're seeing these shills making all these fake polls. They're trying to stop us just like when we were doing for the Snyder Cut. They couldn't stop us back then, and they can't stop us now. That's it. It's a done deal. They know it. They are crying and complaining because they know that their DCU has come to an end. They're delaying things. Why are they delaying things? We're in a reboot. We're in a reboot. Oh, it's not a full reboot. It's a soft reboot. Whatever the hell it is, it's not working. Why are they delaying? Why are they pushing back? Because they don't believe in their own product at this point. They just don't, honestly. So what is that telling you? People are tired. They don't care anymore. Charles, what's up, brother?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, we good. What's going on?
Oh boy. Oh boy. When I saw the title, the Meltdown edition, I'm like, oh God, I got to jump on this piece here and educate the kiddies one more again. One more again. Did you see the stuff I was dropping on X today?
No, I haven't. I've been seeing a lot of notifications. I
I'm gonna
have not
tell you
been able to check
right
it
now.
out
I'm gonna
yet.
tell you right now. If y'all show up in his chat talking about animation or comic books or sock puppets, I'm
Yeah.
cussing your ass out right now. I'm just telling you what's gonna happen.
So what's going on? Let us know.
Hey, what's up?
What's up?
Hey, I just saw your live stream. I'm a perfect timing. Is that Charles from Such a Martard? How you doing?
What's up, bro?
Hey, I've been watching your channel. What was Lethal Geeks? I'm
Yeah.
subscribed to you.
Yeah, all right. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Hey, we got something planned, by the way, at the end of close to the end of the new year. So we're gonna open up a special live coming up pretty soon. We'll have the details out pretty soon on X. But yeah, man, we appreciate it.
Yeah, anytime. That's why what we're doing is CS channel. So I was wondering if you invited me your channel, where you have a chance after I'm doing this something else what's going on before a new year is on its way.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Absolutely.
Yeah, let me know after that. So we'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, man, look, let me tell you something, CS. Grace did her thing, even with half of us blocked, and it still turned out in our favor. And then Critical Drinker did one; it turned out in our favor, regardless of him bashing, because he was kind of bashing in there. Sometimes I don't like the things Critical Drinker says, but when it comes to the Snyder fandom, but his poll also showed the demand, and then Tyrone Magnus dropped one as well. And guess what? Same shit. Same shit.
Oh my God.
So now that's 3 polls from two people who are not so Snyder fans and one person that is a Snyder fan, and all 3 of them still won today about what is actually wanted in DC.
Yep. That says it all.
That was big time.
It's amazing. Wow. Like there's no hiding this. You can't hide this anymore. Like that's it. Like how do you avoid this? You just can't.
No, you can't. Unless, like I said, unless you want to continue the ghost of Kevin Tsuchihara and the crew, then go right ahead. Because guess what's gonna happen? Whoever buys it, it doesn't matter who buys it. And like I said, I want Paramount to be dead last when it comes
Yeah.
to this. Simply because that AI shit he's talking about, his politics, I don't like any of the way that sounds. It all sounds like crap to me. What they did to Transformers is exactly what they did to Zack Snyder at WB. The same
Exactly.
exact shit, bro.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's hope Comcast slash Universal will be much
Yes.
better because they want to put out the physical copy. Peacock, it's a streaming, could be come out later, and of course the theme parks, if you will, because Universal has theme parks. So why not? So
Yeah.
let's do that for the Snyderverse, including for this. So let's hope for that. Because I know what you said, the Netflix, because all they care about is streaming, they're not going to put them out. So it's a kind of little booby trap, but that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, what up? Shout out to the Creed. What's up, brother? But yeah, man. Look us look, like I said, the people have spoken. I don't and I still have yet one person to tell me, whether on my X page, on a Lethal Geeks, or anything else we follow, give me a legit, honest to goodness reason as to why you don't like Zack Snyder. That's what I want to know.
They're just mad. That's all it is. Just they know that they can't look. They don't have the supporters like we do. They can't do this. They can't.
And they say, "Oh, I don't like Zack Snyder because of his fans." So let me get this straight. If I tell them that I hate James Gunn with my very core because of his fans, would that be fair?
Right.
How am I judging? How am I judging James Gunn based off of the merits of his crazy ass fan base? That wouldn't be right.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Yep.
That's true.
So, but let's not forget how they explain the toxic James Gunn cultists. All they care about is lies, excuses, or you name it. And then all of a sudden, you know what they're gonna do? Bashing on it, stalking on us for no reason because they're attacking us, like a Snyderverse fans community, which is
Yeah.
not right. And then look what happens now. What was the shields? It's still melting down. I can see it on the thumbnail right now. That was too funny. So it was too fucking funny. I was like, oh, good. That's my point. Just let the tears come out. They're crying, they're complaining like a biatch. That's what it
Yep.
is.
Look,
I'm
check this
telling
out.
you.
Look, everybody, check this comment out. I was holding back, but look at this comment, and it's 100% true. Look at that.
Yeah.
You see,
Hey,
especially what Paramount said about the turtles. You know, like they're pretty much just trying to do the whole Marvel formula again. It's
There
like,
you go.
how do you gonna go from
Oh
an
my
R-rated?
God.
Remember, it was supposed to be by Walter Hamada that he was producing it and stuff like that. But
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's what I found out.
yeah,
Walter Hamana, he is still at Paramount. Was after he left the WB,
yeah,
which is
he's been there for a while. He's been there for like 2 years or something like that.
holy shit. This is
yes,
what
yep,
happens.
he had the Paramount job on lock even
Yep.
before he left WBD for good. And now that I know that he's there along with what else is going on,
It makes sense.
absolutely fucking not, bro.
Yep, it makes sense.
That
Absolutely
is
not.
not right because
Yeah,
what about Dylan? He was still at the Netflix, but he was not doing the Snyderverse DCEU, I should say. So
yep,
what about Comcast Universal would be why not just revive and then we can do this. That's the
yep,
only way.
yep.
Yeah.
That's what I'm telling you. Like, look, I'm gonna be honest. I know I was the first one to say, "Hey, I want Paramount," but now at this point, screw Paramount and screw Netflix. That's how I feel. Just because, like I said, that's why I made that video today, pointing out those facts. And I'm like, damn, you don't hear drama about Comcast. You really don't.
You don't.
Yeah.
Exactly. You don't hear anything behind them other than them just making shit.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
it.
Yeah, but
look at Paramount. They're laying off people right now as we speak into the holiday season. How the hell are you gonna do that right now? Like in this time of the year, you could have done that like in the middle of the summer or something. But it's telling you.
Yeah.
yep. I'm telling you, if I bet that Paramount wants to keep it a James Gunn, I was like, no fucking thank you. No
Yeah.
way. There's no fucking way. I'm not gonna fucking touch that. If James Gunn is still around at DC where Paramount, I'm fucking done. Including Netflix, I don't see it. It's because that they just want to release streaming but not a physical copy. So now that's what I only trust it is Comcast and Universal wants to put out the physical media, if you will. That's I can only trust it.
Unless now I'll give you one point about Netflix, since only because they can afford it. And CS, you might agree with me on this.
Mhm.
If they bought WBD but kept WBD running as its own entity, maybe shift some positions around, so to speak. So don't make James Gunn and Peter Safran producer owners of DC Studios. Maybe put somebody else in that role, but as its entirety, basically keep the film division the way it's supposed to be, which means that you can we own DC, but you can go ahead and continue to create you can continue to create content under the WBD banner under Pam Abdi and Mike DeLuca, then I'd be happy, because then we would still get our physical, media releases. We would still get all of that from Netflix. In other words, Netflix just owns it. They're not necessarily trying to take over and make their streaming mandate as part of all of WBD. If they left WBD its own entity, just on paper that they own it, shift some roles around and make Pam and Mike the heads of all of that, I'm good with that. If they did that.
Right.
I agree with that.
Yep. I agree.
It's not a coincidence. Check this out. It's not a coincidence that Mike and Pam already have their contracts renewed. That's telling you, they're doing something good.
Exactly.
Like, they're doing something good. So for them to extend their contract, they believe in them still. Now, what we have to wait.
I'll be right back, fellas.
Yeah, go for it. And what we're seeing now, why are they pushing back Lanterns? Why are they pushing back all these other projects? Lego, what's something else that I saw? Because they know that, hey, these things are not looking good. They're nervous about something.
Oh yeah, I found out this news that James Gunn's Lanterns is delayed until 2027. I was like, oh shit, now we're getting close to something just because of pushback again. That's why it's what's going on with these mergers right now. So we don't know when, because let's hope for the best. And I want James Gunn is out for what's his name in the other one? What was Saudis?
With the Saudis and stuff.
Yeah, with Zack Snyder. Yeah, until week one, that's something, because they communicate with Comcast and Universal. That's something huge news. Let's hope for that also.
Yeah, we got to see what's gonna happen. This is getting interesting. This is why you're seeing a lot of these shows that they're having a meltdown because they don't want this to happen. Look, whenever you hear somebody say, "Oh, I want Paramount" or "I want Netflix," I get why, and mainly because now, remember, before we started hearing that they want to continue with James Gunn and they want to continue with the DCU, everybody was like, oh no, it should not sell. That's not good. So they were like against it. But now that they heard, that they want to keep James Gunn in the DCU, now everybody's applauding. Oh, I want him. Oh, because your agenda is going to continue. That's
James Gunn's woke agenda.
Yeah,
that's what's going on. I was like, no, fuck that shit. Fuck that. Yeah,
yep,
that's
we
why
know.
Yeah. Charles, are you still here?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, yeah. That's what I'm saying. James Gunn's woke agendas is still going on. If this happens, that's why I'm fucking done with that.
I think a lot of fans are done at this point right now. That's
why neither, because
it might be,
it's
man.
Yeah. I'm telling you.
Let me see. Hold on. Charger 6-pack. I think your thing is me. Oh, there you go. All right, cool.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
All good.
This could be potentially the return of the Snyderverse. Potentially.
Yeah. I think it's already here. It's just a matter of time and when they're gonna announce and how. I think before the end of the year, for sure, we're gonna hear something. Notice how we were supposed to hear something on the 20th. We're 2 days later, so it's probably just negotiations and money and stuff like that.
And beware, guys. Beware.
Yep. Keep an eye. Let's keep eyes open.
And not only that, watch out for these. Watch out for them, man. They are pushing this animated shit, and bro is pissing me off. Watch them, because now they're trying to ramp up their. Oh, they should just finish the universe and finish it out in animation. I keep trying to tell people, okay, if you were to get together, people who are cinephiles, live action versus people who read comics versus people who watch animation, who do you think is going to be on top?
Right.
Not everybody reads comics.
Yeah.
Not everybody watches animation. Do you think that the entire crowd of people that saw Avengers Endgame or Avengers Infinity War, you think that they all watch animation?
No.
Nope.
No.
Pure 100% live action.
Now, can you imagine if they did Infinity War in live action and then cut it off and then said they won't go, and then did Marvel fans the exact same way they did us, and then said we're going to finish the Thanos arc Endgame in animation and sock puppets and shit? How would that make y'all feel? How would that make an MCU fan feel?
Chaos everywhere.
Because if you say that you'll take it, it means in my eye you're not a fan.
Yep.
That's all it means to me. That's not a hot take. That's just me calling it what it is. You cannot call yourself a true Zack Snyder fan and then turn around and say, yeah, he can just finish it in animation.
Thank you.
You can't.
You cannot. It's either one or the other. You want it animation or you want it live action.
I got 3 fucking steel books of perhaps the greatest CBM trilogy in history, and not even a trilogy. It's not finished, by the way, but 3 of the greatest films made by him in history, in CBM history, and you want to finish it off with some cartoons?
Mm-hmm. We can't have it like that.
What are you? Are y'all 5 years old or something? I'm not saying don't like animation, because animation can be good in a form if it started that way. If you started a universe in animation, then okay, that would make sense. But you're talking about the greatest trilogy ever, and you want to finish the last 2 movies in animation.
Yeah.
Do you get gravitas from animation? Do you get the same emotional weight from animation? Do you get that same feeling that you get when seeing people live on screen that you do in animation? No.
Nah, you don't.
No, we don't.
You don't. Notice this. The DCU officially started animation. So if they want to end that shit in animation, be my guest. Go for it. You started animation, end the animation.
Right.
They're asking. That's what they want. Do it. Zack Snyder started live action. It needs to end live action.
In live action. Now, y'all want to make your little sock puppets and all that other kind of stuff with the other stuff? Go right ahead. Do your sock puppets in comic books. I'm not saying, and I'm not against comic books, and that's a lot of people think that I am against it. No, I'm not. My whole back wall is full of comics. I'm not saying I'm against comic books. I am saying that you started something in live action, and he gave us the greatest portrayal of Darkseid in live action, and then you think that we're just going to sit back and say, oh, it's cool, just finish it in animation.
Right. And you know what's the crazy part? Now that you're saying that, all I keep hearing from these James Gunn cultists is excuse upon another excuse. Everything is an excuse now. Before we started hearing this whole thing of the sale, everybody was making fun of us. Oh, this and that. All right. The moment that they started hearing about the sale, even they started making fun of that. Oh, it's not going to sell. Now that they're seeing that it's really happening, they're like, oh, but I want to see Zach work along with James Gunn. Oh, now.
Exactly.
Now, sir. We didn't have no problem retconning it, right? Oh no, let's retcon things. Let's get away from it. Oh, but now you want them to work.
Now they want to work together. Now it's can you imagine James Gunn and Zack Snyder working together? I can imagine it if it's outside of DC. Yeah.
But I'll tell you, do you really think James Gunn wants to work with Zack Snyder? Fuck no. No, because Zack Snyder, every time when he posts something on the Instagram or Vero or whatever, that's his own thing. So keep it in mind, because I think that's really coming. So
yeah, Gotham Knight, he said no compromise. Yeah, if you follow my page, bro, on X, I started a hashtag. I call it don't compromise Zack Snyder. Hashtag don't compromise Zack Snyder. I'm not compromising. Look, let me tell you something. If Zack Snyder himself said, Charles, will you accept my animation? I'm going to tell him no.
No.
That's how
No.
much I believe in this man, and what he wants. Okay, this is art. This is not some bullshit, straight up, just stupid ass, silly ass content that this man makes. He makes art.
Exactly. Art is an art. Like, look what Zach did. That's pure art, like an artist. So now, do you think that he can do whatever he wants? Like, every time when he posts something, that's rare photos, like never seen this before until recently. That was like, oh, that's legit.
That's all.
Right?
That's all art. Let me tell you something. A lot of people don't do the research. Let me tell you something, bro. Zack Snyder's first experience with creativity was, and I'm talking before he went to school for it. That's all he did. Okay, directing was a secondary move for Zack Snyder. He went to art school, bro. He went to art school that's why he does drawings, that's why he does clay, that's why he does paintings, that's why he does all of that stuff, because he went photography, he went to school for it. That is why his stuff looks the way it looks.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then people keep arguing, well, he's all style but no substance. Okay, let me tell you something. If you claim to like film, literature, TV, all this other kind of stuff, and you don't know how to read nuance, you don't know how to read subtext, you don't know how to discern a scene in a movie without words, and you know exactly what that scene means, then you need to stop watching movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's real shit. Because
Yep.
if you have to have everything explained to you like you're a little kid, once upon a time there was Billy, and Billy had all these feelings, and Billy decided to tell everybody what his feelings were, point for point. I don't want to know what Billy's emotions are, point for point. Sometimes I want to see Billy frown, or maybe Billy throw a plate across the across the room.
Yeah.
Maybe I want to see
Right.
Billy cry.
Yeah.
Billy don't have to tell me how he's feeling. I can see it on his face.
Yep.
Yeah.
True.
That's true.
Okay.
Look at this comment real quick. He has a point with this.
Think about it like this. There's no coincidence that Gunn went after Momoa's first and promised him the role of Lobo because it got him out of the way. But Aquaman 1 was one of the highest selling films. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I never thought
And
of
it's
that.
right on the tail. It's like right. Aquaman sits right between what Zack Snyder did and what Hamada started.
Yep.
Right on the line.
Yeah.
Yep.
Literally right on the line.
Yep. Big
Yeah.
time.
It was big time right there.
James Gunn knows what he was doing. He was trying to screw with us since the beginning.
And if I was in charge of DC, I would block James Gunn and his plans so I can finish off the Snyderverse storyline, such as Man of Steel 2 with Christopher McQuarrie directing, starring Henry Cavill, and Green Lantern Corps directed by Edgar Wright, and Flashpoint directed by Joseph Kosinski, and it would have ended parts 2 and 3, and that's it before I let JG or Peter Safran or someone else.
Bro, but but see, that's the thing. Look up who Rick Famuyiwa is. So Rick Famuyiwa is a director and a screenwriter. He had the Flashpoint script we were supposed to get with Jeffrey Dean Morgan from The Walking Dead. He played Negan. He was supposed to play Thomas Wayne. Lauren Cohen, also from The Walking Dead. She was supposed to be playing Martha Wayne. She was the one. His script was supposed to be about in Flashpoint. It was supposed to end up being that what's his name? Zoom? Reverse Flash. He was the one responsible for everything, even the tornado in Man of Steel, bro.
Damn.
Yeah. But let's say
Yes, that was the script. It was supposed to be where Flash ran back in time. He went into an alternate universe with Thomas Wayne. Bruce Wayne was dead in that universe, obviously, which made Thomas Wayne Batman. Martha
Yeah.
Wayne goes crazy, right? So she's the Joker or whatever. Arthur and Diana are at each other's throat, and their people are warring together. That was what that script was supposed to be about.
Yeah.
That
That's
would
true. What
that would have been
100%.
a masterpiece by the head.
That was what that script was. That was what we were going to get. We were going to get that story and find out. And then the second one, the other Flashpoint one, the other, because I think there's supposed to be two, right? CS, this one, and then there was one where Barry was supposed to completely reset the universe at the end of Zack Snyder's run, and then reset and do whatever the fuck you want to. That's how it was supposed to go.
Remember the original plan for the Flash before James Gunn took over? That was supposed to be the last movie because we're supposed to get before the Flash. I think what it was that we were supposed to get. I can't remember right now. Oh, Aquaman.
Yeah.
And then we were supposed to get everything with the Flash ending. And then from what people were talking about it, I remember that Aaron Fisher spoke about it too. He was like, "Hey, I heard some people talking about it." I remember seeing posts on Twitter when they were filming that they had brought in everybody. And then they had set up because I remember there were people in China. Now, look, this is another thing too that I spoke about when Aquaman 2 came out. I remember right before the week of Aquaman 2, fans were online. They were on Twitter and they were getting shut down by WB left and right. Quick. I'm talking about quick. And then they were talking about that they saw a different ending. They saw in the Flash when it had Ben Affleck and he was telling Barry, "Hey, find us. We're stuck in another dimension. Come look for all of us. We're out here." But it was to leave the door open. But they were when James Gunn came on board, he covered that shit.
I was about to say, and then here comes James Gunn, sashaying his ass right on through here and fucking everything up.
That's why you think James Gunn did what he did when they filmed Aquaman 2. He was like, "Oh, I didn't want to set up anything that it was gonna leave false hope for any future films." No, you asshole, you know exactly what you did.
What you did.
That's why you brought in George Clooney and you did what you did.
Yep.
And
absolutely.
James Gunn wants to raise everything since when he was trying to get rid of Michael Keaton's Batman, and I go, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "Come on." But let me give you for an example. If I was co-CEO DC and Warner Brothers, you know what, James Gunn, you're fucking fired. And I say, "Zach, we need you just finishing your finishing storyline with Justice League 2 and 3, and of course Ben Affleck's Batman or Henry Cavill's Man of Steel sequel, and do whatever you want, and let's just finishing of the storyline. Then you will continue, and then I'll be happy to continue. Then we can move on to those things and the other
exactly. And just like the Harbinger said, put that comment back up.
Which one?
The other one, the one. Go back two. It was from who the heck? Hang on.
The Rick Fumaya.
No, the one before this one. Yeah, this one right here. The Harbinger says Zach makes money. Everyone else that tried DC's past decade has not. Easy math. Let the man finish his vision. I wouldn't mind the guy who made Tron Legacy come aboard. He has good filmography. Yes, he does. Now, let me tell you something. So easy math. He couldn't have said it. All it takes is for you to get out of your own fucking way and look at the actual statistics. I don't care that you don't like the numbers. Numbers tell the truth. Y'all bitch asses will lie. But the numbers can't lie. The numbers are impossible to tell a lie. If the numbers are fucked up, it is because y'all fucked them up. It isn't because the numbers fucked themselves up. It's because you don't know how to do math. The chart shows that Zach's combined total when in the DCEU, you can give or take Aquaman, I guess, depending on your, what your preference is. But $3.5 to $4 billion total is what he made for them.
Yeah. Made him money.
That's a lot of money to do that.
That's a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
So it's easy math. All you got to do is stop pretending like this stuff doesn't exist and stop pretending like this universe did not exist, because it does.
Yeah.
Yes.
They try so hard to get away from it. I'm like, why you guys keep getting away from it? But then they want to go and try to let's milk the cow game. Let's put out more Snyderverse merchandise.
Snyder could make the Justice League 2 and save the Nightmare Scene movie for Justice League 3. So that's kind of what he was already doing. El Turner. He was okay. So right at the end of Justice League 1, okay, Zack's Darkseid turns his back. The mother boxes were destroyed. Obviously, he couldn't bring his army through that huge boob tube that they were staring each other through. So that was a done deal. However, Justice League 2 was supposed to be about the league trying to get themselves together. Superman and Batman are kind of still at odds with each other, but they're not enemies, but they're not really friends just yet. They're trying to feel each other out basically because of everything that happened in Batman versus Superman. So they're trying to become closer, right? Darkseid shows the fuck up. Okay. He shows up 10 years or whatever it was supposed to be, 5 years or whatever it was supposed to be. He shows up, brings his whole army. Okay, after they've traveled using the old ways, almost like I said, the old ways are going to be either subluminous or superluminous light speed. So it took them that long to get there, basically, him and his armada. So once he's there, the one time Superman is not fast enough to fly because he's distracted. Now, remember, they got parademons and everything all over the place. While they're distracted, and keep in mind that Darkseid has already discovered the anti-life equation, already got the Riddler to go ahead and figure out what it is, and then he kills himself. So this was all in there. Lex Luthor talks to Darkseid. He tells Darkseid how to kill Superman. Darkseid tells him, no, I don't want to kill him. I want him to submit. And then he tells, I think they have an exchange about the anti-life equation, and it's here somewhere. Lex finds the Riddler. They solve the anti-life equation. Because of that, the Riddler kills himself. And I think the anti-life equation made him do it right after he solved it. But he kills himself. Oh. Zack, and he gives that equation, that figured out formula to Darkseid. Darkseid boom tubes while everybody's distracted. Keep this in mind. They're distracted by the war, the parademons and everything else. He boom tubes into the Batcave where Lois is and zaps her with his Omega beams seconds before Superman gets there. He watches her turn to ash, bro.
And that's what we saw in the Snyder Cut.
Exactly. Where he was on his knees and he had Lois's skeleton in his hand.
Yeah,
he was big. And then you see the part where Darkseid walks over to him and rests his hand on his shoulder. Do you know what he was doing? He was affecting the dude with the anti-life equation right there.
Anti-life equation was just Superman. Was after the mother box was destroying, and now Darkseid tells him Desaad that what he's talking about, the anti-life it has found.
Right. So, Darkseid wanted, in essence, Darkseid knew how powerful Superman. He knows how powerful Superman is, and he wanted him as an enforcer. He didn't want to kill him. He said, "I can use this dude because he's powerful. I can use him as my second hand, my enforcer to take over this planet." And that's exactly what the nightmare scene was supposed to be about.
Yeah.
Right, and then leading into 3, what was supposed to happen was him and the Flash and Cyborg were supposed to build the treadmill, the cosmic treadmill, that would take Barry back in time to warn Bruce, and that was the scene in Batman versus Superman where you saw Barry come back through time. It wasn't just a vision; that was dude showing up, telling him what was about to go down.
Yeah, exactly. You know what that sounds like? That reminds me of references from Injustice. Because let me tell you, because Darkseid wants to murder Lois Lane with his the unborn child. That's references right there. And you know what reminds me? When Superman turns to evil, it's the same thing. And then you know what's before this one? Superman the animated series, the 90s. That's what this comes from, like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's I want to see live action looks like.
And see, and that's what people get confused about the anti-life, man, is they think that Superman turned evil for no other reason just to be evil. No, the anti-life equation works off of desperation. It works off of lack of hope. It works off of the things where your emotions are attached to it. If you have no hope of anything anymore, the anti-life equation works. It'll work. That's the point. He was like, look, so Lex Luthor told him, all you got to do is kill Lois Lane. You got Superman. And that's exactly what Darkseid did.
Yep, because Darkseid, he didn't murder Superman. Instead, he wants him to control him.
He wants to control him. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying,
that's
bro.
references right there. So it makes sense. That's
pretty messed up. When you think about it, like Darkseid literally went after Lois. He knows that that's what Superman's weakness is. Like, yo, Darkseid is heartless, man.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you know what? You know what else I like?
That's what we want to see. There.
Yeah, you know what else I like, bro? And a lot of people probably didn't pay attention to this. So remember in Zack Snyder's Justice League when Diana was given a history lesson, and they defeated Darkseid. Well, he was useless at the time. He didn't have the Omega Sanction and all of that. So that's why he had that. I think it's called a helmet or something like that. The staff, basically, that he was using as his weapon. So staff. Yeah, there's a specific name for it. So a staff that's got blades on it, there's a specific name for it. So I think it's called like a harabit or something like that. But I'll look it up later. But anyway, this was before he was Darkseid with the Omega Sanction and all that other kind of stuff. If you paid attention. Yeah, his name is Eustace. So if you paid attention to that scene where the last scene where man was burying their box, there was a dude on a horse that looked eerily like Batfleck. Okay, a lot of people don't know this, but Darkseid his Omega beams are under his control, which means he can either kill you, he can either trap you in another reality with him, or he can send you in the past. If you look at that dude on the horse, he looks exactly like Ben Affleck, bro.
Yeah, I noticed something. It's because what he's burying under any carrying the mother boxes somewhere is hiding.
Exactly. So while people think that Batman is destroyed in this time, what if Darkseid actually just pushed his ass back to the past? And that's how that whole loop started. That's how that whole thing started with the mother boxes, you know what I'm saying? Yes. Yeah. Yes.
And who knows, man? Like, damn, you see how like deep this is, like with the Snyderverse. It's like, yo, we can't do that with James Gunn. You can't dissect.
No, here's how far you can go with. Here's how far you can go with James Gunn. Where's my dog, bitch?
That's it. Like, man.
B3, C2, 1X. Lex giving orders to a goddamn drone like he's playing a video game. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. Like, I just don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
And y'all call that peak? You actually use the words peak when describing this shit.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
Yeah, fucking crazy though.
I wanted to see Snyder's take on New Genesis, Apocalypse, bro, and Big Brother, the whole thing, all of them.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was gonna expand into so much, like
because all of them showed up in Final Crisis, right?
Yep.
One thing they all were there. So I don't get it, bro. I really don't. I don't understand.
Remember when Zach teased that picture? Like I think it was like 3 years ago during Thanksgiving.
The Thanksgiving one, yeah. He had the Final Crisis book stacked up. Yep. That's where he was drawing the story from. That's where he's drawing the story from.
That Thanksgiving photo was actually called a Final Crisis, if you will.
Yeah, it was nuts, man. Like, damn, James Gunn literally screwed everything up, man. Damn.
Yeah.
He literally has messed everything. Like, James Gunn's plan to screw everything with DC started with the Suicide Squad.
I love said dance off, bro.
It's like James Gunn's like, yeah, I'm gonna get power. I'm gonna fuck with all of y'all. That's exactly what he did. Here's the keys. Have fun. He doesn't even know what he's doing anymore. I'm like, yo, you don't even know what you're doing.
Well, if you go look, let me tell you something. Do you know who Mick is, right? Mick Menas, Movies TV Mad.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
He explained it perfectly. He said James Gunn was hired to fulfill a role, to do a task, to start a DC universe with content. He wasn't there specifically because he was talented or because he's an artist or because he takes the work seriously. None of that. They hired this man just to build a universe. However, Christopher Nolan, David S. Goyer, and Zack Snyder, they were in it for the art. They were in it to make something great. So there you go.
Yep,
Yeah.
it is.
Look, like to me, like I said, I'll say it and I'll keep repeating it. That was just Disney. I said, hey, James Gunn, we got a mission for you. You're gonna go over there to WB. You're gonna screw everything up. Screw the video game department, the
Fuck them
comic,
all.
the
Yep.
movie, everything inside
Screw it
out.
all up.
Inside out, just like Age of Ultron. Remember when Ultron did to the Avengers? He kept them all away from each other, and he did a good job. That's exactly what James Gunn is doing. James Gunn is so
I'll
good
bet James
at
Gunn
screwing
wants.
things up. That's what.
Yeah, I'll bet James Gunn wants to fuck up everything that's because of this. And now John Sweeney reminds me of repeating itself like 2017. Come on, he literally fucked it up.
Completely.
Like
Yeah.
I said earlier, if I was in charge of DC, Zack Snyder first, and his DCEU first, and then James Gunn and Peter Safran can, or somebody else reboots it for him. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, if I was in charge, let me tell you something, man. If I had $120 billion, I show up, put my dick on the table, fire everybody. Everybody getting fired. Everybody getting fired. And then you know what I would do? I would get me a lackey. I'd find somebody. I'd be like, there's somebody in this room. I want you to get on the horn and I want you to contact Zack Snyder for me. That's what I want you to do. That's the first thing I want you to do. Second thing I want you to do is I want you to get some big ass gift boxes. I want you to fold every single one of their uniforms up in that box with the symbols on top of it. I want the box to be white. And I want the symbols on the top to be some sort of embroidered symbol or whatever. I would send that shit to Ben Affleck's house. I send it to Henry Cavill, and I send it to Gal Gadot, and it wouldn't be anything. It would just be a gift. They'd open up the wrapping paper, and she'd see her Wonder Woman symbol on top. He'd see his bat symbol on top. And he'd see and Henry Cavill would see the S on top. Nothing. And then they'd open the boxes. The uniforms would be in there, and there'd be a little card. Hi, my name is Charles Austin. I am now the CEO of WBD. Give me a call. Let's talk. That's all I would say.
That's it.
Yeah,
that's
that
it.
was it.
Give me a call. Let's talk.
Give me that.
Yeah.
That's straight up. Yeah. Man.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what I'm like. I don't get how WB can be so stubborn. Yo,
This is why
I told you, it always
Whatever.
like that. For
Definitely.
example, if I was in charge of the WB or DC, no, James Gunn, you cannot do this. You're fucking fired. You're out. And I call Zack Snyder. Hey, Zack, we need you just finishing your projects, whatever you're doing. Call your actors, friends, and continue your projects. Then I'll move on. Then I'll say, James Gunn, no way. You're fucking tweeting on Twitter or X or whatever. You're fired. Get the fuck out of here.
And I will also add, and this is again, if I had the money, because I know what the fans want. Remember, we have that, and I'm running this shit, and I know exactly what the fans want. Give Ben Affleck and the rest of the crew whatever the fuck they want.
Yep.
Yeah.
Give it to them. I said give it to him. Give it to him. Don't talk to me about shit else. La 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 la. I don't want to hear it. Yeah. If he's asking for fucking $35 million, fine, give it to him. Give it to him.
Yep.
If he's asking for a specific type of creative control over certain shit, give it to him. That's it. Don't get in his way. My thing is the money, and my thing is me wanting to see it before I die. So when they at my meeting table, I'm gonna be like, okay, here's y'all money. Let me know if you need anything else. Go do your thing. Nope, don't explain to me about the ins and nope. I know exactly what's about to go down. Go do what you got to do. Yeah. That's all I would say. Go do what you got to do.
True. That's true.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like literally, look at this comment that L Turner put right now, and it's true. It's true. There's a running joke that Gunn loves Ezra Miller. It's not obvious where Gunn's motivation lies. Gunn recommended Ezra Miller shorten Ben Affleck's Batman role. That's true. He killed off Michael Keaton's Batman because, of course, there's an agenda. But going back to what we saw in The Flash, it doesn't matter which point of view you look at it, what timeline. Every time Barry goes back in the multiverse and resets the time, why is it that Michael Keaton always has to go out? And why is it that everything that has to do with the Snyderverse has to forcefully get completely, erased? I'm like, yo, like clearly we could see through your lies. And I'm like, yo, you guys are trying so hard to erase the Snyderverse. And no
Yep.
matter how they try
Yeah.
it just doesn't go away. It keeps on.
And I keep telling them, it keeps going on and on. We are like a fly in the ointment. We are a monkey in the wrench. We are a pain in the ass, and we're not going anywhere.
That's what
Does
I'm saying. I'll bet James Gunn hates Michael Keaton's Batman. It's because they're saying like it's the story was poorly, something like that. I saw the screenshots somewhere. It's on there
Yeah.
because he hates because James Gunn hates Michael Keaton's Batman. That's for sure. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Makes no
Cold,
sense.
no, poor Cold Awesome's. What did he say? He said, "Here's the thing: WBD will always be." There it is. Always been a shit company ever since the beginning of WB as a studio. No. Let me tweak that a little bit. So, and I said this on CS's last stream. I think it was like it was last week, right?
Yeah, sometime last week.
Okay.
Yeah.
The brothers Warner, and what I mean by that is the actual four Warner brothers that started WB. Their mandate was not pumping out content and IPs. That was not the beginning. Their studio was supposed to be about like auteurs and directors' vision, creators' visions. So their mandate was to create a studio that was generally for auteurs and like Zack Snyder, Christopher Nolan, people like that. And then there was another side that was supposed to be where you have your IPs and all that, but it was what they call a creative driven studio, meaning that the heads don't get in the way. They bring in people, let them do their thing without stepping on toes. That was the essence of what WBD was supposed to be. Then somewhere around 60s, 70s, maybe, CS? What you think?
Probably.
Around there? That's when shit started getting all stupid. That's when they started trying to come up with the code of ethics for comic books and what comic books should be, because this and that is too scary, even though the books weren't written like that, even though Batman has been killing since the 30s.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay?
Yeah.
So they got in the way. The people that ran WB after the Warner Brothers died, the people that took over, they started fucking shit up. Then they realized they weren't making any money. Then they brought in Keaton. They're like, oh shit, we're making money, but people are scared. Then they brought in Schumacher. Fuck that up. Then they brought in Bryan Singer. Fuck that up for Superman Returns. And then they said, okay, we're not doing, something's wrong here. Then they brought in Christopher Nolan.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. And that was the beginning of, or so we thought, the beginning of something great when it came to DC. DC was finally about to set themselves apart from Marvel, which is the lesser, more audience, family-friendly type of shit that they pump out. Cool. That's perfectly okay. All right. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that. But DC is not Marvel.
Never.
It's not
that's what
Marvel.
I'm saying. Yeah. DC is not Marvel because
Anybody who
DC is
reads these
always
comic
DC.
books can tell they are not the same. They are different. And DC has lighthearted characters, and DC has funny, stupid stuff too.
Yeah.
Is that the
what
majority of
it
DC?
goes.
No.
Like I always say is DC is not Marvel. That's what I'm saying because DC is always remained DC. It needs to
Yep.
be what's it called? It more scenario and darker tone, wherever you call it. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly, my man. They call it Detective Comics.
Yes.
Come
Or
on now.
action comics, if you will.
That tells you everything.
Oh.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like I just don't get this studio, but it's not the studio. It's the
It's the people that run it. For some reason, they keep latching onto these ghosts, thinking that they can do it better than the last guy. You can't do it better than the last guy until you let the DCEU be what it is. That's the only way you're gonna fix this.
Exactly.
It's like I just don't get it, honestly. It's like they're too scared of like quality and like all this darkness. But you know what's crazy? Like, look at this. Just analyze what came to my head. It's wrong when Zack Snyder, David Ayer want to do it, but it's okay for James Gunn when he wants to do all the stuff that he does, how he does it, no holds bar. And how come for who's the one that owns The Boys? Amazon, I think. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Amazon.
How come there's no holds bar on that show? That show is straight up like, yo, it's off the wall. Like that shit is like ridiculous. Like
exactly, but see, that's the thing. Amazon is letting The Boys comic book shine away. If you read the comics, holy fucking shit, it is exactly like that.
But that's
they're not getting in the way. That's exactly how the comic book is supposed to be. So why are you getting in the way? If you don't want to watch it, don't watch it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's working for them. How many seasons do they have? Like 3, 4 seasons?
Four, I think, some shit like that. Yeah.
It's crazy, and it's going great for them. How come
it's going great for them because they are not letting them get in the way. All the JL members have all had dark childhoods, even Shazam, even though he was a kid. Exactly, bro. The way that superheroes came about in Marvel are not the same as the way they came about in DC. Exactly.
Yeah.
Big time. That's like it's wild. It's wild, you know. It's like I don't know. I really don't know anymore. You know, it's like it's completely I don't know. Look at this one. Every time Hollywood sees an IP with a huge hefty consumer demand, they want to water it down just like they did the first TMNT. That's true. The live action, it was perfect, but they claimed that soccer moms were complaining. Yeah. That's the same thing that happened with Batman Returns.
I remember.
Look, I live in the reality here of how these studios operate. I get it. Not every single studio, no studio will ever be just about the art. I'm not stupid. I'm not delusional. Of course they won't. But that is the reason for different fucking entities. That is the reason for Elseworlds. That is the reason for Black Label. That's the reason for that shit. And so you can separate, okay, I'm gonna give you a budget in your Elseworld stories to make this type of content. I'm gonna give you a budget to make this type of content with that type of tone, and I'm going to give you some money to make your type of content in that tone. Yeah. That's the point. Mm-hmm. Stop trying to be like everybody else and run your own goddamn race.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's the problem with DC. It's like they're still trying to catch up to Marvel. I'm like, what are you trying to catch up? You've been left so far behind because of their own decisions. I'm like, Zach, he knew what he was doing, and it's the studio that kept on getting in the way. I'm like, yo, you guys did this to yourself, you know? It's like WB is just, man, it's like
exactly. And so you know what else, CS, and I want to make this perfectly clear. Everybody seems to think, and I had to make this perfectly clear on X and everything else, that this is all about finishing Zack Snyder's universe and getting his movies. If you think that it's just about that, then y'all are sorely mistaken. You know what this is about? This is about principle. This is about the principality of it all. It's about what you did to the actors. Okay, this is fucking personal. You not only alienated and fucked them over, by fucking them over, you fucked us over.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is about righting a wrong for us. This isn't just about getting Zack Snyder's movies back and shit like that. This is about you righting a wrong. You did all of them wrong. This is about integrity for me. This is about honor. Those things exist for me. Okay, I'm from a world where I'm 52. I'm from a world where that shit means something. Now this generation. And the generation before it, if y'all think the shit is all fun and games and funny and everything's all the world's a stage and we can all be clowns, if that's the way y'all think like that and love James Gunn the way you want to love him. But that's not what it is for me. When you do a man wrong, you need to make that shit right. Yeah. It's that simple.
Yeah.
You did this man wrong, and then you took advantage of him again by taking advantage of his family tragedy, hiring Joss Whedon to come in and fuck up his goddamn universe.
Yeah,
That,
they
that's
Come
when
fucking
on
they,
now.
fucked it up big time.
that's when they pushed it the most. I was like, this is disgusting. This studio has
Y'all need to make that shit right. So whoever owns this shit, y'all need to make it right. Otherwise, you are going to go through the same thing that WBD and everybody else and that went through before that came before David Zasloff. Y'all gonna go through the same shit. It's that
Yeah.
simple.
Yep. It was.
It's wild. It's wild how this company has come down to where they're at right now.
Exactly. The Creed said, "Pull up Creed. Pull up Creed. Can you pull up Creed's statement?"
Let me see. Hold on. Okay, the last
It's the
one.
last one.
Yeah, yeah. It's totally
Right there.
personal.
1,000. It's totally personal for Snyder fans. You goddamn right, Creed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This ain't just about movies, bro. Y'all got it twisted. This is not about, oh, yo, your Snyderverse is dead, all this other kind of stuff. Y'all want his movies back, his movies up. Bro, you missed the fucking mission. You missed the point. It ain't about that. You fucked this man over. You denigrated his daughter, stepped on her name while he was grieving. That's personal, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, big time. Because I'll bet Toxic James Gunn cultists, they don't want to admit it. They came from the little toddlers with the rainbows on it. I'm like, what the fuck? Come on.
I get it. The digital age is so tempting for y'all to be your worst motherfucking selves, and I'm telling you not to be. You are grown ass men and women. Start fucking acting like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's on them, not us. That's why we need to keep fighting for this. You know?
Yeah. Look at what Ray posted. We've been fighting since 2013 against the haters and Shill media. Yeah, we have.
Yes, we have, and we're gonna keep on fighting. This ain't over. They have no idea of our resilience and our resolve. Y'all have no fucking idea. So if y'all lurking in CS's shit right now, I'm gonna tell you right now, gun fans, we ain't going nowhere. You'll have to fucking kill me to get rid of me.
Yeah, exactly.
It's that simple.
Exactly.
Y'all did this man wrong. I have a daughter. I'm trying to imagine me losing her and y'all motherfuckers coming at me with some bullshit. I try to hunt each one of you motherfuckers down to get you.
Yeah.
So I know how Zach feels.
Yeah, how do you feel Zack Snyder's now when his daughter died and now he's saying they're trying to bashing at his daughter? Come on.
You've got to be out of your goddamn minds to make fun of somebody's tragedy. Y'all got people in your lives. Can you imagine losing one of them to something as violent as that?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Think about what you do before you do it.
Exactly. It bothers me a lot of it.
Yeah, that is.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna cook on this some more because, like I said, we got something coming up, CS, and when we do that show, I'm cooking everybody, bro. I'm naming names. I'm cooking motherfuckers. Watch what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I'm cooking too. I'm down with it. Let's go.
Yeah, yeah. Like I'm telling you right now, like all this. Look, man. The more we're seeing Zach posting, and these shills are straight up having these meltdowns, these polls. It's just proving to them, yo, it doesn't matter what you throw against us. We're still united. We're making noise more than before. Every time it's more and more, you know? And it's like, yo, I can only imagine what the next trending event's going to be for February 14, 2026. Like, this is going to be even more than what it is now, you know? And it's like, this is trending everywhere. When you have Wall Street talking about it, you have all these blue check marks. You know what I see? I see history repeating the same for the Snyder Cut. The same thing is happening, but on a larger scale.
That's what I said too. Can you imagine if you were Zack Snyder right now? He is probably on pins and needles wanting to tell us everything. He just can't. Yeah. I know he wants to tell us so bad. Like, oh, he's just like, I want to tell him, but I just can't do it. Yeah. I can't do it.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, guys? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Man, I'm sorry. Keep talking. I didn't even know I got invited in. I was in the back room when I started.
That's okay. That's okay. But can you tell us what your thoughts about that?
Dude, I got so much to say real quick. Now, this is going to blow everybody's mind. One, but I don't want y'all to look at this crazy. This is more like conspiracy. But so if you look on YouTube, there is a documentary called The Curse of the Superman film. And basically, it is about greed. So the creators of Superman, they wanted more input on the Donner Reeves Superman. But once the Superman movie got, greenlit, everything was, rolling, all the ducks in place. They is like, yeah, we want to do our own thing, you know. And they like, well, this is our creation. We want to have a say in it. And they didn't really get no say. So they wrote a decree of a curse on all Superman films that were going to be made going forward. And I know this is like far fetched. My point is, after that happened, just watch the documentary. Something went wrong with every Superman movie that they made after that. Like, think about Christopher Reeves falling off the horse. And I'm not trying to go crazy with conspiracy, but after watching it, I watched that before Zack Snyder's daughter died. And it was like even Brandon, the guy that played Christopher Reeve's father, Superman, Brandon, he played the Godfather.
Yeah,
Something,
Brandon.
Marlon
Yeah.
Brando.
a similar fate happened to his kid too, suicidal situation or death situation, and he was saying stuff. It was weird. The stuff he said in this interview, it was like, man, I don't believe all that. I'm not gonna listen to that. Next thing you know, I see the Snyder situation, and it winded up dictating where we are today. That happened in 2013. We're still here in 2025 trying to get this movie, get him back. And it's like, dude, that is, I believe it's spiritual warfare, but also I'm gonna go off the spiritual warfare thing. I don't want to get too drift off into that too much. But I want to say this. The new regime with Gunn and all that stuff he was doing, man, it's clear where his mind was at. And I honestly, I don't want us as a whole to do even what I'm guilty of doing. I don't want us to be known as bashing because I think it takes away from the movement itself. So I think what we should do is like we've been doing, just sticking to positive affirmations. Hey,
Absolutely.
I want to get this.
I agree with that.
Talk about Gunn. Trust me, but the thing is, everybody already knows it. It's already, the bell's been
Listen,
rung.
and you know what? I don't, and I'm gonna be straight up. I don't particularly blame it all on James Gunn. James Gunn thought that he had the temerity to fit in where he did not fit in. That's all. That's called ego. Everybody does that. You're trying to get in where you think you fit in, only to find out that you don't actually fit there. You want people to praise you the same way they praise another person. I understand that, but you get that praise staying in your lane.
Right.
Okay. I don't look. Let me tell you something. I would be a fool, okay, to think that I can get out here and play football when I can't play football. Do you understand what I'm saying? I may know how to play basketball well, and that's my lane. But I don't know shit about football, so why would I try to play? Because I'm a man, and I can pick up a ball and throw it. I don't have any skills to do that shit. So why would I do it? And that's what these people need to say to themselves. James Gunn was sort of forced into the Superman shit. He didn't want to make it. For those of y'all that don't know, then they pushed him. Then he thought he could, and then that's when and then he thought he could, and then that's when everything went topsy turvy. Is James Gunn a talentless hack? I wouldn't say that. Absolutely not. I would not say that. Can you compare his Superman to Man of Steel? Technically, no, because those are two different movies. Now, if you made a Superman film that was similar to Man of Steel by another director, and they were similar in tone, and you can compare those two movies, yes. But James Gunn's film, his Superman film, is not meant to be the same thing as Man of Steel. So to say that he's talentless, not exactly. They just picked the wrong man and put him in the wrong position. That's what I believe.
That's why.
What's going on, guys? You guys can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I didn't want to cut you off, bro. I just was making sure you guys can hear me. I'm sorry. You can continue. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
So can he direct? Yes, he can direct. He can pick up a camera. He can shoot. He can edit. He can do all of that stuff. This is not what this is about. It's not about that. This is about your talents. Okay, this is about how you feel about the characters, how you see the characters. And Zack Snyder and James Gunn see those characters differently. That's the issue.
I want to add on to what you're saying. Okay, how long have you guys? I'm pretty sure you guys been following this from the jump since Man of Steel days, right?
Yeah.
Um, I remember when Jeff Johns got appointed as president of DC,
Hmm.
and this is around the time Zach was shooting Justice League. Him and Kevin Feige went on this worldwide fucking tour, his press run, where Kevin Feige was saying how before every movie, the staff at Marvel watched Christopher Reeve's original Superman movie. And I knew that was bullshit. And I knew I knew going into Justice League that was gonna happen to Superman. I knew they was gonna try to PG-13 the fuck out of him. PG him. And the more as time went on, Zach leaving and finding out, what went on with him and Warner Brothers and how, strangely enough, Jeff Johns was the one who wrote the fucking storyboards that Zach and Chris gave him, right? Weirdly enough, the same layout happened in Endgame and Infinity War. Did it
Weird
not?
my ass. Weird my ass. You are right
Right.
on point. You are
Right.
right on point. No,
Here's
that's
my thing.
fact.
So
Yeah.
here's my thing, right? Here's my thing, right? And people don't know this, but and I put this on. I could put this on my grandmother's ashes. I could put this on my daughter. Me and my lady, around the time Infinity War came out, there was a leak, and the leak was Infinity War leak and Infinity Gauntlet. Now, Infinity War was spot on. Me and my shorty went to the movies to go see that fucking movie, and I knew Zoe Saldana character was gonna die. I knew Peter Dinklage was gonna be the guy who helps Thor get the hammer. I knew everybody that was gonna be dusted. Now, the leaks for Infinity Gauntlet, which was an actual movie that Zoe Saldana had leaked in an interview, if you guys remember, was a completely different movie, and there was extensive reshoots. There was no time skip in the original Endgame.
I told
It was
y'all.
a it was a
I said
heist.
this.
It was a
I
Tom
said
heist
it.
film. It was a
Yes.
Tom heist film. It was going to be the Avengers were going to go back. Was Scott Lang was going to go into the quantum realm, find the young Avengers, learn time travel, bring it back to the Avengers. They travel through time and how time works in normal fucking movies, where something happens in the past changes the future, right?
Yeah,
So
I
while they're getting
remember
the
hearing.
stones, Thanos' stones goes missing. He used
Yeah,
this time stone to his full capabilities and travels throughout time, chasing the Avengers, trying to stop them.
I remember
Yep.
hearing that.
Y'all can
Yeah.
call it a conspiracy. Y'all can call it a conspiracy theory all you want to. Jeff Johns wanted to be the man.
No, it
He
wasn't
went
Jeff Johns. It wasn't Jeff. It was Jeff Johns. Jeff Johns wanted to be the man, but Kevin Feige duped his ass in the process. Because
right, but that's what I'm saying. Jeff Johns was the one who leaked all of that shit, bro. The five
Yeah,
years later, the
right,
storyboards. He was the one that
right,
leaked that shit to Kevin
right.
Feige, bro.
Right.
Yes.
Even and listen, we're all comic book nerds here, right? And I was on I don't know if you guys are familiar with Jody's Corner, but I was on his channel a few weeks ago, and I'm a huge Snyder fan, hardcore die. I donated Suicide Prevention. I got the Zack Snyder football shit, all that hardcore. I went up there to just defend my claim as in the Snyder fan. I'm like, yo, listen, a lot of people don't know that James Gunn's a hack. He
hmm,
by the standards of what a hack is, his his version of the Guardians is not comic book accurate in the slightest.
Nope. For anybody
No,
who
no.
knows,
I read.
for
I've been
anybody,
reading. I've been reading
yes,
Guardians since Annihilation.
yes. And let me
Him.
ask you a question:
What's
Is
up?
Star Lord a fucking goofball like he was in
Star
Guardians of the
Lord is
Galaxy?
Tom Cruise in space with elemental guns, my brother.
Boom.
yeah.
Now say no. Tell him again. Tell him again, bro. Go ahead.
Bro, Star Lord and Thor are my favorite Marvel superheroes, like bar none, like of all time.
Did you
Okay,
hear what he said? He said that Star Lord is like Tom Cruise in the
With
comics.
elemental guns.
Do you understand that, people?
Rocket
James
Raccoon.
Gunn made him goofy.
Yes, Rocket
James
Raccoon.
Gunn, yes.
Rocket Raccoon is Star Lord's right hand man. That is whatever Star Lord says goes.
Bam. They were like the Batman and Robin of Guardian of the Galaxy, basically.
Thank you. That's exactly what they are. They're Batman and
That's
Robin.
who they are. And
Thank
he
you.
changed it. Okay? He
Right.
changed Peacemaker.
Gamora.
Peacemaker was not a goofy
Nope.
motherfucker.
Gamora is if what's Batman's baby mom's name? Talia al Ghul.
Yeah,
She's
Talia al Ghul, yeah.
she's Talia if she was Batgirl. She's that like that vulgar, that insane.
Thank
Drax
you.
is a murdering machine. Drax
Thank
is
you.
like not the butt of any joke. He's not to be.
Laughing and shit you saw when he was doing it fucking Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
The reason
That's
why
not
James can
Drax.
get away with it, the reason why James can get away with it is because nobody knows who these characters are. But
Thank you.
the flack that Zach
Yes.
get for Superman and Batman, if the Guardians was as popular as Superman, I guarantee you, James gonna be stoned. They would stone
Yep.
him.
He got
Exactly.
lucky. He got lucky because James Gunn had a parachute. He pulled that parachute and floated right down into the middle of the
And I'm gonna add
MCU
this. I don't
where
know if you
everybody
guys knew
was
this.
already
I don't know if
making
you
money.
guys knew this. I don't know if you guys knew this, but I blew Jody's mind a few weeks ago. Nobody knew this. I'm a huge Guardians fan, so I was following the first Guardians film was cool, except for the dinosaur. That shit pissed me off. The first two, the other two and three is ass. Ego Living Planet is nowhere. It's not Star Wars' father in any degree. It's not valid. The movie's not valid to me. Once
But he's
you
comic
destroy,
accurate, right?
it's not. It's that once you destroy the reason why Star Lord wants to be in space and why he looks at humans the way they do, it's a whole different. You destroyed that whole mythos with making Ego Living Planet his father. That's not even a
Yep.
thing. So, but I told him, I said, listen, James Gunn does what he wants. He didn't put Nova.
Exactly.
He didn't put Nova
Yeah.
in the Guardians movies because he didn't like Nova as a character. This is a fact. He said this. I never had. He said I never had Richard Rider anything growing up, so I didn't feel the need to put him in the movies.
Exactly. This is what I keep trying to tell people. I'm not
Can you
saying that
imagine if Zach?
that guard. If
Can you
I'm
imagine
not
if Zach
saying
did
that.
it like that?
Yeah, that's exact. Thank you. That's what I'm saying. If Zach would have did that same shit, look, if Zach would have goofied up these characters, I wouldn't be a Zack Snyder fan.
Nope.
I wouldn't be a Zack Snyder fan.
Nope.
It's that simple. People think, oh, you're no. If Zack Snyder did anything that what James Gunn did, I wouldn't be a fan of his either. It's that simple. What Zack Snyder did with these characters, okay, he took the mythos of these characters seriously.
You want to know something? Zach did what any real director would have done. I don't want to just give it to Zach. And yes, Zach's amazing, right? But I feel like if you would have gave this to Matt Reeves, he did the same thing. Even though he did what he did with the Batman, but any real director would have done what Zach would have did. You give it to anybody, Michael Mann, anybody, bro.
All you got to do, bro. Look, all you got to do is look at the Batman, and now people can feel however they want to feel about that movie, but that is, in my eye, a testament to Reeves and how he wants his universe. Look at Penguin. That's not even. There was nobody suited up in that. There was nobody suited up in Penguin, and that motherfucker won Emmys, bro.
Right.
Come on.
I feel like I have a little illness towards the Reeves films because I feel like all right, it's 2025. Okay. All right. We saw Iron Man fight Thanos in space. Right?
Yep.
We all saw that, right? He threw a moon at the nigga, right? Correct?
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't bugging, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't care for a realistic Batman movie. I'm sorry. I just don't.
Okay.
I just don't. I just don't. Even though it's different from Nolan's, it still was just like it's nothing new. It doesn't. You're actually disrespecting Batman when you do that because you're not showing why Batman is Batman. Batman, human being, a man in a costume, right, with the unlimited, money, whatever. But he can take on these mythological beings.
Yeah.
That's what makes him him.
Yeah.
It don't make Batman doesn't seem special when he's fighting a regular fucking Reddit user. It's not special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true what Ray is saying. We already seen that with Nolan. That's true.
We
That's
see
it.
that already. Exactly.
Yeah,
That's true.
I
That's
agree.
true.
And listen, and Nolan, he got a little crazy with Scarecrow. Joker, you don't have to go. I get it. Joker's real simple. He's the most realistic villain there is, right?
Mhm.
Right.
But Bane, you don't make Batman. You could have come on. You didn't even give him the fucking thing to make him juice him up. You didn't give him nothing. Batman just lost to a regular fucking stocky guy.
Yeah. That's it.
That's it.
That's
It
what
doesn't
the
make
whole
any.
Nolan verse, it got boring after a while. Like the third film, like clearly is the worst one to me. That's just my point of view.
That's a fact. That's not even an
The
opinion. That's
first
a
two are
fact.
amazing.
Yeah, people give Batman Begins a lot of hate, but that's actually my favorite one. I even like the suit better in Batman Begins.
That's the most Batman-y one.
You know
Yeah.
what I love about
So-
Batman Begins? Now that we're talking about it real quick, I love the part when Rachel takes Batman, and I'm getting chills just telling you this. When he takes Bruce to the underground, and then he's like, "Yo, go pay Falcone. Tell him what you want to tell him."
Mhm.
Look around
Yeah.
you. It's true. When you look
Mhm.
around you, all these scumbags, politicians, judges, cops,
Mhm.
lawyers. They're all
Yeah.
sleeping with each other. They are. That's why you have the system that's so fucked up right now because they're all
Mhm.
corrupt,
Exactly.
and
All in
that's what
bed.
Batman is fighting against. And
Yeah, what did Falcone say? He said, "Yeah, so your mommy and your daddy got shot, so you think you know about the ugly life side of life,
yeah,
but you don't."
Yeah.
Exactly.
and
Exactly.
it's true because look at these scumbags. These are scumbags. That's why. Look, I'm gonna be
I'm gonna
honest
be
with
honest
you.
with
That's what I like about what Zack Snyder did in Batman versus Superman. When he pulls out
Mhm.
the Batmobile and he's chasing all these criminals down, especially with the Batwing, he's taking them down. If he has
Yes.
to kill
Yeah.
him, he has to kill
I
him.
have
The
He has
cops,
to.
I have a
they
question for you
are doing
Exactly.
guys.
the
I've
same
heard I
thing.
heard I heard the original BVS was supposed to be in the wintertime, right?
Yes. That's
And
correct.
I heard that the original final battle with Doomsday and the Trinity was supposed to be in the middle of the city.
Yeah.
True.
All of that is true.
That's true.
He's
That's
got
why,
there,
but
there
it
there's
makes
artist
sense.
conceptions.
It makes
Yeah, there's
sense
artist
as to
conceptions
why.
of the wintertime. They show the house in the wintertime.
Right.
They show
It makes
downtown in
sense
the
as to
wintertime.
why, because the funeral doesn't make sense. But when you think
Doomsday
about what
is
if they fought in the middle
good.
of the fucking city and everybody saw Superman sacrifice himself, the funeral scene makes more sense.
Right.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah,
That's true.
he had to change a lot. He had to
Yeah,
change a lot on and
because of the
and
backlash,
again, the
because of the
devil
backlash from
was
the final battle of Man of Steel, which I
yeah,
thought was just like it's crazy how yo they played a dirty game against him, bro.
they
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
He had
Yeah.
a dirty game, man. We watched New York, yo,
That's why we go back
a
to that
fictional
comic.
place at that. You would think there would Josh Whedon would have got flack for what he did to New York City, but Zach got flack for what he did to Metropolis.
Yeah.
Yep.
Man, y'all see the
Yeah.
concept
Insane,
art for Doomsday from Zack
insane,
Snyder?
in a fucking suit. You would think it's like, do people watch Superman shows? This is a regular fucking Superman fighting in the middle of Metropolis. That's a regular fucking Tuesday.
Yep.
Yeah.
And in the next episode, the city is right back to normal. It's a comic book movie. What the fuck are you talking about damaged property for? Why?
Yeah.
They
Look,
doing that too.
look at this
They did
comic
that in
right.
Marvel too with the Black Panther. I'm noticing that's like a story thing now. They using it as a narrative. But Zack Snyder had a whole nother concept design for
Yeah, because I
Doomsday.
mean, I wouldn't work out for the role either. Who am I going to?
Like, look at that comment that Becca Movies put. It's true. Pattinson, he refused to work out for the role. He was lazy. I'm like, yo, when is Batman scrawny? I'm like, nah, man. Like, Batman's supposed to be big. He's supposed to be built. He's supposed to be taking on these criminals. Like, you can't have a scrawny Batman. Like, that's another thing too that pisses me off about the Batman from Matt Reeves. It's
The
like,
Matt
yo,
Reeves. Yeah.
why is Batman knocking on the what is it, the Penguin Lounge, I guess, or whatever?
Yeah,
Oh,
and he
the
just
gangster, the bar
Like,
scene. Oh, why is he chasing the talking to the where is the missing person? I forgot it was his name. So he says he's gonna find the penguin. That's what it is.
and I'm like, that's not Batman. I'm like, Batman is what we saw in Batman versus Superman. Michael Keaton is more Batman than Robert Pattinson. And
Exactly.
I'm not
Exactly.
gonna
I
lie to you.
agree. I
I wouldn't
agree.
have worked out for the role either. Who I'm going against? The Riddler? I don't need to work out.
Yeah, that casting choice was just crazy, man. He was so over the top loony. Paul Dan, whatever his name is, the guy
Oh,
that
he's
played the
too much.
Riddler.
That Riddler? Nah,
Yeah,
that's
like
not
I
Riddler,
mean,
man.
think about this. If you trying, Batman is one of the biggest IPs in the world. Nolan showed us with the potential of the grosses you could make. Man, you go and get Leonardo DiCaprio or Johnny Depp or somebody that's gonna bring some acting chops to that character. Man, this dude, he okay, but he poses no real threat. I mean, he basically does puzzles, and you could do. To me, my ideal is of the Riddler would be like Tyler Durden, mixed with Saw. Brad Pitt's
Mm-hmm.
Tyler Durden, like this
Mm-hmm.
dude makes soap from people's
Yeah.
fat. He's super smart, but he's like maniacal. He's diabolical, and
Mhm.
you really can't figure him out because he's a cult. That is the Riddler. But and you know, if Zack Snyder do the Riddler, man, that's my idea. I think
The whole movie should have been a Riddler like joke or some shit like that. I don't know,
Yeah,
or
like a riddle.
the Batman was like, this was, and he did like the Planet of the Apes trilogy. Well, not the trilogy. He did the two films, but you would think he
Yeah.
would have to go realistic.
Oh.
It's kind of like,
Yeah.
why?
do y'all think Do y'all think you can still get great choreography, fight choreography, like we did with Affleck Batman, and meshed with a Nolan style storytelling like he did in his trilogy? Or do you
Yeah,
think you
Man of
can't
Steel.
have?
Man of Steel.
yeah, we can still get it.
You guys like
Yeah.
Man of Steel?
So yeah. Let
Yeah.
me catch y'all up. Let me catch y'all up. For those who don't know, okay. Do y'all know how the Man of Steel was has
Yes,
come about or why it came about? Okay.
Nolan.
So yeah, it was Nolan, but it was
You said a
Goyer.
Nolan style
But
film?
it was Goyer. So Goyer wrote the scripts. Let's just get that out of the way. Remember the actual blueprint, paper blueprint comes from the script. That's how it all begins. So they were stuck. So I'm sorry, Goyer was in a cabin somewhere, stuck on The Dark Knight Rises. He did not know how to crack it. He just didn't know how. So 3 weeks went by, 2 weeks went by, some shit like that. He started reading Action Comics, Superman comics, all of them. So whatever he had there, he started reading, and then suddenly, boom, he had this idea for a Superman film. He wrote a 3-page outline. Chris called him and was like, "How's it going on the Dark Knight Rises?" He was like, "Well, I haven't figured anything out yet on that, but I got a Superman idea." And then Chris was like, "Well, great, let's hear it." So he pitched him those 3 pages, and Christopher Nolan was like, "That's awesome. Do you want me to go to WB and try to sell this shit?" And Goyer was like, "Okay." So they went. And then they pitched it and then remember, Kevin Tsuchihara was there at the time. They pitched it, and then they were like, "Cool, that sounds awesome." So, and then they got a short list of 5 directors who might do it, including Zack Snyder. Chris went all the way down the list and said, "I want this guy to do it." Do y'all know why he picked him? Because of Watchmen and because of 300.
Right.
That's why they chose him. Okay, so Chris said, I want Snyder to do it," and that's how Man of Steel was born. Okay,
Exactly.
Zack Snyder gave them exactly what they asked for, and because of Marvel's success, and because they were making money hand over fist with their garbage, okay, Kevin Tsuchihara wanted to be like them, and that's how this whole shit started.
Ego.
There you go.
That's how this whole shit started, bro. And they'll tell you in a minute, "Oh, Zack Snyder fucked up the universe, blah, blah, blah." No, Zack Snyder gave them exactly what they were asking for. Actually, Zack Snyder gave them what they were asking for twice. Okay.
Yeah, he delivered.
Let's not forget that it wasn't supposed to be a BVS film. That was again a Kevin Tsuchihara decision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He need to come to the forefront and pay for his sins, because he never mentioned when they mentioned Zack Snyder rushing Batman. It's like, dude didn't have no say in nothing.
He did not have a say in it, and he was not okay with it, but he did the best that he can do. And again, on the Batman versus Superman script, there were 2 writers. There was David S. Goyer, but there was also Chris Terrio.
Chris Terrio, yeah.
Okay, they were the ones that wrote the BVS script. Okay, they were the ones who had the idea of snapping Zod neck in Man of Steel or David S. Goyer. Everybody think that this is Zack Snyder's writing and this is that. No, it just so happens that the tone in which these screenplays were written, Zack Snyder was the man for it. That's why.
Yeah.
Okay. And we just happen to, as fans, we happen to like that take on those characters. That's how this whole shit started.
Yeah.
Y'all notice Nolan would not let his Batman in there. They were throwing money left and right trying to get Christian Bale. And Nolan was like, "Man, if Nolan ain't on board, I'm okay."
Yep.
It's a reason he did that, man. But what's scary is WB didn't understand. Dude, we got 3 movies, 2.5 hours that has established him in a grounded tone. He cannot survive in an Elseworld film where he got to fight things that are not human. They like, "No, we'll give him as much money as he wants. Let's get him," because they looking at how much money he made already instead of saying.
I'm glad
that's not what they're doing right now with trying to. Everybody keeps talking about, "Man, when is nobody care about what you're doing, Gunn? Man, let's get a Batman movie from you." Hell no, we don't need Gunn touching Batman. You know what he's gonna do with Batman. But go
Oh,
ahead.
good God. The thought just gives me shivers, bro, as to what this motherfucker gonna do. Y'all remember that image of the old Adam West Batman dancing and shit? That's what Gunn is gonna give us, bro.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Oh wow.
Man, honestly.
that shit. That's what he gonna give us. Nah, bro.
Check this one out. I want you to answer this one. I've answered this so many times, but I want you to answer this one. Check that comment. Is Black Adam part of the Snyderverse?
Oh man.
Wow. That's
How
gonna be
can we make
tough.
that easy? Like very easy.
Who asked that question?
Crypto Knight.
Crypto? Okay. No. Okay. Black Adam is not part of the Snyderverse, although The Rock did his damnedest. His damnedest. And I applaud him for that, even though nothing worked out. But no, it is not part. Okay. Man of Steel, BVS Ultimate Edition, or the Studio Edition. I mean, it's, yeah, okay, but still, I just don't like, I don't like counting what the studio fucked up, but I'm going to count them anyway. So, Man of Steel, BVS, Wonder Woman, the Suicide Squad, and I mean, not the Suicide Squad, but Suicide Squad, as in David Ayers, and then Zack Snyder's Justice League. Now, you could kind of put Aquaman in there simply because of how the end of Zack Snyder's Justice League ended, and then it went on to him finding his father on, in Aquaman and all that other kind of stuff. But remember, that was right on the line between what Zack Snyder did and what Hamada started coming in and doing. So Aquaman was right on the line. But if you're talking about the movies as part of the Snyderverse, Man of Steel, BVS, Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman, and Zack Snyder's Justice League. Those are the films that tie together, basically. And in Suicide Squad, we were supposed to get Steppenwolf. We were supposed to see Steppenwolf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we were supposed to see that shit. But Studio Squad fucked it up. And here we are.
Yeah.
Like
I
always.
got a question. How do y'all feel about Supergirl from The Flash? I don't never hear nobody acknowledge whether she's good or not. Because I know
Loved her. Loved her. Loved her.
I
Loved
she
her.
was amazing. I'm
Let me
wondering
tell you
why she
something.
didn't replace her.
That was our Superman too. It was supposed to be Kal-El. It was supposed to be Henry Cavill and Sasha Calle. Okay.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be them. We were supposed to get a very highly intelligent, very smart Brainiac. We were supposed to, and I think that was it Daniel Craig that was supposed to be Brainiac?
Yeah,
Wow.
Daniel Craig was supposed
Yeah.
to be Brainiac.
Daniel Craig was supposed to be Brainiac, and we were supposed to get Superman, Supergirl, and I think Cyborg, because Cyborg was supposed to be helping Superman try to counter Brainiac's bullshit, basically. But yes, that's what it was supposed to be.
For Man of Steel sequel. Exactly.
For the Man of Steel sequel, yes.
Like why did he write? Why did Gunn put notes in there to make sure there's nothing they could do to revive her? She was gonna die no matter what.
Because it's
That-
James Gunn.
Because it's Jimmy Pistol Gun. Hey, look, let me tell you something. Bro. Hold up. Hold up, bro. Look, hold up. So it was his notes in Aquaman 2 to make Orm eat a roach at the end of Aquaman 2. It was Gunn's notes for them chasing around each other like they were Abbott and Costello in some comedy routine. It was Gunn, bro. Gunn did all of that shit.
I want the person that hired Gunn. They knew he was doing all this crap, but they kept protecting him. Like
If it's
something.
That's Peter Safran. If you want to slap the shit out of him, I can understand. That's Peter Safran all day.
It's email. It's like, dude, what are you doing? Because he threw rocks and hid his hands. Gunn is the problem, but somebody sent Gunn. Somebody vouched for
Safran vouched for him. Safran was like, cool, dude, I'll come on over. He was telling Zaslav this. I'll come on over as long as you bring James Gunn. And then Zaslav was like, okay.
That's fucked up because James Gunn wanted to do the Superman sequel. What was The Man of Tomorrow? That's really pisses me off. They try to steal this name on it, which is Zack Snyder. I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, no, what the fuck, man? I swear, man, I would be pissed off.
Mm-hmm.
Gunn didn't
Yeah.
want to do Superman. That's the worst part. This
That's
guy
the worst part.
Superman.
That's
Somebody
even
gives you
worse.
IP that's already came from greatness. Snyder killed that Superman movie. It was amazing. Well, we don't want him to do it. Let's give you. But I don't really care about Superman. I want to do corny stuff. No, man, we want you to do Superman. Okay. And then that's why they're protecting him now. That's why they keep lying, saying he's doing all these numbers, because they know they can't admit to their investors, man, we gave y'all a guy from the MCU that was a hack. And yeah, we took y'all money and spent it on his vision. And he took half of that money and put it in Peacemaker.
There
Yeah,
you
I'll
go.
bet James Gunn is a hack always. And you, like you said, or whatever you guys up there, Jimmy Pistol Gunn. That's funny.
Jimmy
I
Pistol.
want to
Look,
use a meme
James
like this.
James Gunn. I want everybody to do their homework. James Gunn is from trauma. He's from doing that weird shit. He does weird
Exactly.
shit, bro. That Human Z and ordering a Human Z in a box, and the dude's got the weird fucking mask on, and a James Gunn. What is it? PG porn? Some stupid.
Yeah,
James
that's
Gunn
normal.
comes from that. How in the fuck are you gonna ask me to take this man seriously?
Yeah, if you never noticed the Peacemaker season 2, there's a part where the American flag with the Nazi symbols, it's like a multiverse, and I was like, what the fuck? You know what? I'm fucking done with that. That's too racist in my opinion. I'm like, no, you cannot touch that shit. I
It's
swear.
James Gunn.
That's
It's
on the
James Gunn.
multiverse?
Anything that he puts out is just trash. That's it.
Exactly.
I
That's
just
what
don't
I'm saying.
understand how somebody can be attracted to mindless ass shit, man. I don't understand it. I don't, and like I said, I'm not trying to be pretentious. Don't get me wrong. I'm not that type of person. I like buffoonery. I like comedy, but I like comedy in the places that it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
For instance, if you want a movie not to think about and you just want to laugh your ass off, watch Scary Movie. If you want a movie to just escape everything and just laugh your ass off, watch Tropic Thunder, because those movies fit.
Oh, yeah,
That's how it works.
Yeah,
Okay.
Tropic Thunder, that's not a problem, because if you remember, before he was Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr., if I might correctly, yeah. So
I'm not against buffoonery. Don't get me. I mean, it's the last thing on my list when it comes to my order. You know, my first order is science fiction is number 1 for me. Action thrillers is number 2. Number 3 is dramas, and then number 4 is horror movies, and then number 5 for me is gonna be buffoonery, comedy. So that's my order. That's my order of how I like my movies: science fiction first, and action second, and all of that. But those movies, the comedy movies, they're not trying to be anything other than what they know they are. Gunn is trying to infuse his comedy routine into mythos for DC, for these characters. It doesn't fit. It doesn't work.
yeah.
He's trying
I
to
agree.
normalize it. Y'all know what? I got another question, and this may be a little less DC related, but it still in a way is.
Mhm.
It's why? Okay, so I just heard about Paramount. Y'all know they just debunked the whole Ninja Turtles. They was gonna do a rated R Last Ronin style Ninja Turtle movie based off the live action 1990 style Ninja Turtles. And you know, at the last minute they folded. They say, nah, man, we want to make it more like Sonic. And I'm like, I get it, because Sonic was a success. But Sonic wasn't a success, let's be honest, because of the writing. It was because of the design of Sonic.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
I joined Sonic movies, and now it's coming on the 4th one. If this is just true, then I'll wait for it.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Yeah, let me ask y'all a question. Let me see how good y'all memory is, and I'm going to tell you what this all reminds me of. This is the perfect analogy for me. Who here watched Family Guy? Anybody watch Family Guy before?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen it,
All
some
right.
of it.
All right. Now, so if you didn't know, there is an episode, a way later episode, where Brian the dog was writing a book, and the book was called What I Learned on Jefferson Street. It was basically like a professor, basically, who was basically re-examining his life and the things that he learned and how he became the man that he became. That's basically what the book was about. So that episode of Family Guy was basically Brian trying to option his book to the movies. So because he wanted to make a movie called What I Learned on Jefferson Street. He pitched it, and they turned his movie into something called Class Holes, where it was a comedy, and basically James Woods was playing the professor, and then he has this tagline. They have this whole skit at the beginning of the show where it was all comedy routine and all this other kind of stuff, and then James Woods ends that with "What a pain in my class." So they essentially took Brian's serious story, What I Learned on Jefferson Street, and turned it into a clown show. That's exactly what this shit reminds me of. This whole thing reminds me of that.
It's crazy.
I think
Oh,
human
wow.
nature in a weird way. I mean, just I can compare this to my working life. They say you fail upward. And you go into these companies, the guy that's the biggest goof that's talking to the boss all the time, he can't be working because he's stopping talking to the boss all the time. But the boss remembers him. When the boss has parties outside of the job, when he wants to go home early, that's the guy he remembers, the guy who talks to him all the time, who joshes with him. Not the guy that's in the back cracking his back. Not the guy that's somewhere writing these multi-million-dollar scripts. He doesn't care about the potential of the money he could make over. Well, that's Snyder in the back trying to cook up some whatever. Come on, James, let's go. Let's have coffee. Let's go talk. And that's what the world really is. You know, my mother taught me, hey man, go to school, get your grades, do the right thing, you'll move. Man, it ain't always what you know, it's who you know. And I think Gunn is failing upward. Not now, because we see the writing on the wall, but I think people like him come and they exist in these realms, and this is how they was able to shrink Hollywood. Relationship, not quality over quantity. And I said all that to say there is this trailer, a fan-made Ninja Turtle trailer that kicks ass. It looks like 1990 Ninja Turtles live action. And it's a guy named Johnny Likens. It's amazing, bro. The fact that they're even having a discussion on not wanting to use this stuff, we don't know what to do with Ninja Turtles. It's like, man, that's scary. I'm not gonna take it off the Turtles, but it reflects Warner Brothers. We don't know what to do. Dude, you don't know what to do? Do you not see the consumer demand right now for Zack Snyder's freaking Batman and Superman? Dude, how are you ignoring it? What is in your mind that's saying, I don't want this? I'm worried that it's too dark. I'm worried about the consumer interest. Man, you got to accept it. They've been around since 1939, 1940. You're going to have some older fans. I'm 39, and I've been a DC fan since I was like 4. First time I ever seen a DC movie was Batman. It's my favorite movie, top 5 all time. And I didn't think nobody could touch him or Jack Napier. So I saw Heath Ledger, and then I saw Ben Affleck's Batman, and I said to myself, somebody, there's hope for the future. But now it's reviving back to, I think it's part of like, it's inevitable that the world will be softened. But every time we get something dope and hardcore, is always a pushback. It's somebody that's less masculine, that's more emasculated, or even a feminine energy that dictates, hey man, that's too much. That's toxic masculinity. We can't have. That's really why I think they've been pushing to keep Affleck, because I'm hearing all these stories. He's too old. He's this. He's that. He doesn't want to come back. Like, come on, bro. Batman was 55 in The Dark Knight Returns.
Hey,
man. Come on.
Hey, I bet they didn't say that about Deadpool and Wolverine. Wesley Snipes, 63. Jennifer Garner, 53. Okay, Chris Evans, 45. Fucking Channing Tatum, 45. These dudes are all old.
Exactly. And then they trying to keep Wolverine till he's freaking on his deathbed. I mean, I get it though. He's a cash cow.
It's only when it comes to Zack Snyder for some weird reason, and I want to find out so bad what it is. Zack Snyder on either side, whether it's DC or Marvel, it doesn't matter. For some reason, they got a hard on for Zack, and they want to keep fucking with this dude.
The Shill media. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I'm with you, bro. I want to know why.
I want to know why. Exactly. This man didn't do anything but make movies. That's all he did. He made a couple movies that you didn't like, and you had a psychological fucking breakdown because of it. Are you serious?
That's the problem, though. Hollywood doesn't want people to enjoy anything. Hollywood only wants to push agendas. James Gunn is pushing agenda. The other one's pushing agenda. The other one's pushing agenda. Oh, but when you have Jurassic World Rebirth, oh, we're not pushing an agenda. Oh, let's go after them. Notice how they didn't talk about Jurassic World, and they kept on talking about Superman this and Superman that. While the world is laughing, we're seeing that Jurassic World won at the box office, but they won't
Yep.
tell you.
Damn.
That's
Yeah.
why.
Wow.
When Zach puts out a movie, it's like they've been saying, he puts out men that are masculine, women that are feminine. They're strong, beautiful women, strong, beautiful men.
Yep.
And yo, like this is who these characters are. When you see the Zeus in Zack Snyder's Justice League, dude is ripped. He's ripped. He's a
Exactly.
god.
Look,
Exactly.
I grew up on Jason and the Argonauts, that stop motion weird animation. I mean, that
Yeah,
live action.
that
I grew
was
up on
what's
Clash
the
of the
name?
Titans, bro. I grew up on
Yeah,
Clash of
these
the
are
Titans.
Harry
yeah,
Hussein.
these are from old school, the stop motion animation. What's it called? It Ray Harrison. He's the one that
Ray
created
Harrison, yeah.
the movements.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
They
from
So
back
supposed to
in
be
the
I
day.
grew up
yeah.
seeing like mythological creatures like can you imagine? I grew up on Medusa. I grew up on that type of stuff. Can you imagine seeing a goddamn Wonder Woman movie where she's hunting down Medusa and chops her motherfucking head off?
Holy
Man,
shit, that's Zack
that'd be
Snyder's pose.
amazing, man.
That one right there. I want
No
to
one can
see
cook
this.
that up. Him and
Yes.
Snyder. Woo-hoo.
Yes. I want to go back to those days where they showed mythic Lord of the Rings type epic heroes journey shit. Armies fighting each other, ghouls, goblins, motherfucking orcs. I want to see that shit.
Yeah,
Bro,
I
can I
want to
ask
see
you?
that Shill. That's called methodology, if you will, or
That's
anthology, what they
mythology.
call it.
Yes, that's
Bro, I
mythology.
gotta
Yes.
ask you
Yes.
this. How do you think that holds up to CGI today? That stop motion with Sinbad fighting the skeletons and all that stuff.
Bro, come on now.
Fighting skeletons, it was amazing
Can
shot.
you
So
imagine? Can you imagine
that's no
Jason and the
problem.
Argonauts, man, today? Look that shit up, bro.
That's
Look it
Look
up,
that
y'all.
shit up.
It looks way
I
better
looked
than
at them all
CGI.
the
I
time
kid
and I
y'all
go,
not.
hey, this one looks very good on it with the stop motion.
It looks real, bro. It don't look.
Yeah.
It's shadows, it's texture, it's depth. You like me and you, we could spot a CGI
Yeah,
blemish.
but
Quick.
that motion, stop motion
No
here, they
green
would look
screen.
like it reminds me of action figures, for example. That's what they're doing. It's very
Yeah.
old school here.
Yeah,
That's what they
exactly.
did with the first Jurassic Park movie. That's why it looks so different from the rest. They don't know that because one of the last stop motion guys was still working in animatronics and puppeteering.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
animatronics of puppets. They would look like it reminds me of King Kong in 1933. That's very
Mm-hmm.
old school.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
about to get out of here, guys, because I know CS is about to leave. But on y'all
Yeah.
points on the end, man, I want to say this. I'm glad I got to talk to you all guys because y'all understand being a cinephile is more than just watching movies. And us, what a lot of people don't understand, the way you guys describe who did what and where they came from, that is what a true cinephile is. We don't just like movies. We study the directors, we study the process, we study the equipment they use, the actors. We go deep into this shit.
Yeah.
Okay, that is what being a cinephile is about. That is what taking cinema seriously is about. That is what art is about. And that's what these motherfuckers don't understand.
Exactly my
Big
point.
time.
Yeah.
Yo, no lie, this has been an awesome stream, but I gotta get going.
All right, bro. Hey,
All right, no
CS.
problem.
Yeah, thank you again, man, for hosting this live stream, brother. I really do appreciate it, man. You guys take care. Thank you so much
Same
to
here.
everybody in the chat. Peace. And like I said, we got something special planned. The Lethal Geeks here at the end of the year. So stay tuned, okay?
Yeah.
Keep me posted and all that stuff.
Yeah,
So.
let me know if you can what I have on a webcam very soon, because I just got a personal desktop PC. So I'll let you know when I got the webcam, because I'll let you know when, because
All right.
for some
All right.
reason.
Cool. All right, y'all. Peace.
All right, then,
All
y'all.
right,
Peace
see you
out, then.
around.
Thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one. Later.
thank you.